Walking in Memphis is one of my favorite songs, so today we're going to be walking the Las Vegas Strip from the Tropicana Las Vegas to the Wynn Las Vegas. Lots of new restaurants and retail stores have opened on the east side of the Strip, and I decided to go take a look. We will film the entire journey, hope I last to the end. To cross Tropicana Avenue to get to the MGM, we're going to ride the escalator, and while doing so we get a view of part of the Strip in this location. Here we are greeted by the MGM Grand, and we look across the way and there's a gentleman, I think, fishing for coins. I don't know whether that's legal, but he's there. An interesting view from the overhead walkway. You're not going to be able to jump from here because there's a high fence. I have passed two people who are saying things in signs like, "Times are hard, will you contribute?" I just saw a third person asking for alms, and we come to going down the steps and the escalator is broken, so we'll go by the stairs. Apparently work is being done on the sidewalks, so we are going to detour through the MGM Grand. Going into the MGM Grand means going from light to dark. The view across the street is palm trees and the entire New York complex. The view here, obviously, visitors to Las Vegas. The first of the entrepreneurs along this roadway, an Indian chief and apparently a young man who is disabled, and his wheelchair is very visible. We pass by a huge store called Grand Canyon Experience, and it does have, as the signs say, souvenirs, t-shirts, gifts. You can also make arrangements for tours of the Grand Canyon, and there is a timeshare salesperson here. So if you'd like a timeshare tour, you may stop by the Grand Canyon Experience. If you want to see a Las Vegas show and see it at a discounted price, you may stop by the wagon, I guess, that's half-price show tickets. And there are a lot of folks interested. Next to the Grand Canyon Experience is the Adidas store. Just some very small signs, but if you're an Adidas fan, you may want to stop in. This is the immediate inside of the Adidas store, and I see there is a second floor. We're not going up there, but you get the idea. This man was just moving around like crazy, but I guess he considers himself a living statue, all in gold, and he has a gold bucket into which you can put your dollars. More souvenirs, cameras, and a food court. Before we get to the M&M store, we have La Salsa Cantina Mexican food. We're looking in the M&M store, and there seem to be lots of folks here. And there are lots of, obviously, Halloween treats available. Obviously, the M&M store is a full store. It says, "Welcome to 4 floors of fun." If you run out of money at the M&M store, there's an ATM right nearby, and near that is an oxygen bar and a place where you can get more Grand Canyon tickets, and also some kind of big vending machine here. And I guess this is all part of the increased strength, greater endurance with oxygen. Maybe I ought to try it. We now see the Monte Carlo Hotel and Casino, and Diablo's Cantina. And it looks like there is some kind of devilish guy out front. And we see another entrepreneur, looks like a Michael Jackson type fellow, and there's a sign in the back that says donations are appreciated. He's just standing there with an umbrella, so I don't really know what the deal is.
I love you.
This is a magic show.
Start in 20 seconds.
And we hear an announcement. We're right across from the Coca-Cola store and Outback Steakhouse and a Coca-Cola and Dasani machine.
5 seconds to show time.
This part of the strip, at least there are places to sit.
We're in an elbow costume.
Now we're passing Denny's, where you might go for breakfast, the ABC stores, and Hard Rock Cafe. Recognizable by the huge guitar out front. We're in front of the Ross Dress Shop, and we have, I don't know, that must be SpongeBob and some other characters who will be very glad to pose for pictures and will be even more glad to take a tip. First time we've seen the guys passing out the nice little cards about girls direct to you. And I gather that the new law says they can pass out the cards, but they have to clean up those that are dropped on the floor. And here we are at Smith and Walensky's. And there's an outdoor cafe on a day like this. It is perfect for eating outdoors and watching the crowds go by. Looking across the street from Smith and Walensky, we see the huge buildings of City Center. And the signs advertising Cirque du Soleil Zarkana. It's a new show at the Aria. Need a camera or a part for your camera? Right next to where the sign says Smith and Walensky is Digital Cameras, the Camera Zone. And right in front is Meet the Cow, Smith and Walensky, Las Vegas. Now we run into a Walgreens, and in front are a couple of gentlemen passing out nightclub passes, and someone along the way doing portraits. This is Fat Burger, a place to get a hamburger. At the same time, they have a sign of selling tickets, and Fat Burger is right next to McDonald's, a competitor. Kitty corner across from Walgreens is CVS Pharmacy. So whatever your pleasure with regard to drugstores, we got them on the strip. And here are some signs about more Grand Canyon tours, but also some scooters to rent. And a mini mart with beer and wine, a t-shirt company, cell phone accessories. And here's McDonald's. They had the big sign, but they have kind of a small store here. Polo Towers is a timeshare. Looks like it's right next to Hilton Grand Vacations, another timeshare. The posters advertise KISS, a miniature golf extravaganza, and I guess they're saying you could also get married at a KISS wedding chapel. And then we have the Hawaiian Marketplace. Entering the Hawaiian Marketplace area, and here's a gentleman passing out discounts to a comedy store, and here's another half-price tickets establishment, and it looks like lots of other stores in Hawaiian Marketplace. A taco bar, places to sit and eat, and it's cool here, by the way, and popular are, I don't know whether you can see the signs, these are called MakeMeLaughShirts.com, and the shirts are here. I love my hubby, property of boyfriend, etc., etc. And in addition to music, we have energy bands, Hearst Class, Iris Impressions, another mini mart, XP Signs, and a photo booth. And way in the back it looks like there's also a bar. This is clever, and I didn't know such things exist. It is a big Coke bottle saying please recycle bottles and cans here. And I think you can see someone followed directions. Now we come upon Travelog, more Grand Canyon tour centers and dream car rentals if you want to drive around Las Vegas in a nifty little sports car and attract some gals like these. And more signs, and we're on our way to Planet Hollywood. Good Lord, we run into more souvenir shops and more discount tours. You can go to the Grand Canyon by airplane, helicopter, bus, off-road vehicle, or horseback. And I think you run into a lot of other tourists. Before we get to Planet Hollywood, we pass the Harley Davidson Cafe. Recognizable by half a bike sticking out of the second floor and little bikes that look like they've been turned into topiaries, and the sign says please stay off the bikes. I don't think that's a problem. Now we need to cross Harmon Avenue, and to do so we go up another escalator and get another great view of what's going on. Across the way is the Cosmopolitan and the Bellagio. This gentleman is giving away 24/7 magazines, which do tell visitors everything that's going on in the city. To get back down to the Strip, we need to walk through this building which says the Goratorium. This is a Halloween extravaganza that's been on the Strip for some days or maybe weeks now. Eli Roth's Scary Goratorium, Walgreens, McDonald's, etc. Walking through the Detour building seems to me to be a good location, as all these folks have to walk by. Coming out of the Harmon overpass, there is another overpass conveniently located to go across Las Vegas Boulevard to the Cosmopolitan. This gentleman's sign says that he's trying to pay for tuition, and that has been very popular. I've seen 3 people make contributions so far. We're standing in front of the Miracle Mile Shop's entrance at Planet Hollywood. We have just come through a construction area, and there were several young men trying to give away or sell poetry books. We're at the entrance to Planet Hollywood, a very glittery entrance and cool also. Planet Hollywood is a place that's usually very packed with young people. P.F. Chang's has a Strip location right in the front of Planet Hollywood, and it appears to have some eager customers as well. Darth Vader is here in Las Vegas in front of the Planet Hollywood with a bucket. Contributions welcome. We pass another entrance to the Miracle Mile Shops, and we see Cabo Wabo Cantina and the very famous Paris sign.
Oh no, we don't go to Burger King.
Paris, Las Vegas is coming up. Here's a good-looking fellow that obviously works out. I don't know why he is standing here. He's got a costume on, or putting it on. I do not see a bucket for contributions, but he's lovely. I passed by, our almost naked man opened a fan, and on the fan it said tips. And here we are at Paris, Las Vegas, with some familiar replicas, including, of course, the Eiffel Tower. In front of Paris is a sign for the sugar factory. We read that a lot of celebrities love the products of the sugar factory. If you have a paint can and some talent, I guess you can produce these pictures. A souvenir of Las Vegas. It almost seems like I'm in New York. I see a lot of this in New York. An inexpensive way to get around Las Vegas are the Deuce buses. And there was quite a crowd waiting for this particular bus, which is full of signs. Here's some almost naughty looking girls, and go ahead guys, go ahead. And the sign right over here says, must be 21 years or older to enter, and I wonder what that means. Mon Ami Gabi is one of everyone's favorite restaurants at Paris, and the outdoor cafe is always crowded with business. This looks dangerous. I was bid come hither, and there was a knife in its hand. Of course, there's a jar for contributions as well. Now we come to Bally's, formerly the MGM. This is the plaza in front of Bally's, and we have two Elvises, a showgirl, and a live sign welcoming folks to Las Vegas. Don't you wonder how much money these folks make during the day? It gets a little warm out here to be in all those costumes, but it must be worth their while. Across from Bally's is the beautiful Bellagio. We didn't see a fountain show while we were passing by, but a lot of folks are standing at the rails waiting for the spectacular show. Now we need to go up and over Flamingo Road, and we are on another escalator. Seeing Bally's from the escalator, we are reminded that Taylor Hicks of American Idol is appearing here. And here we can cross Las Vegas Boulevard again and go to Bellagio, Caesar's Palace, etc. Well, this is rather disconcerting. We have a gentleman sleeping in the elevator as we cross Flamingo Boulevard. I didn't see any policemen around to ask them perhaps to remove the gentleman from the elevator, but I did see a superhero, and I'm taking his picture, but I did report it to some folks who seem to be working in the area who might know a policeman. This is the real escalator that takes us over Flamingo. Sunglasses for sale, $10, and places to sleep, free. Down the escalator, I do see the water show at the Bellagio. I hope you can see it. The water goes up mighty high. This is a beautiful show and gives a much better impression than our last elevator ride. Down below, this is the Bill's Gambling Hall sign. The casino right on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Flamingo. One of the most famous signs in Las Vegas is the sign for the Flamingo. More characters. By golly, you'd have to carry probably $40 worth of $1 bills if you wanted to contribute, maybe even more if you wanted to contribute to everybody. I think it's a bit much, but then I live in Las Vegas. Across from the Flamingo is Caesar's Palace and the famous Caesar's Fountain. This is one big piece of property.
Including our premier Las Vegas and Atlantic City locations.
I was listening to the announcements from the Flamingo, and they were talking about Donnie and Marie collectibles. I don't know what a Donnie and Marie collectible is. I know she makes dolls. I don't know whether it's a Donnie handbag or what. But anyway, one of my favorites here is George Wallace, best 10 p.m. show. He's a funny guy. Hearing the familiar music, we know we are at Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville. It is in front of the Flamingo, as part of the facade, and has a lot of fans. Love the music. Immediately north of the Flamingo is a bunch of construction on a project called The Link. And here will be a gigantic Ferris wheel to look over everything across the way at Caesar's Palace, and a number of bars and restaurants. I'm told the expense of all this is $550 million. This is the Carnival Court detour. If you're continuing to walk down Las Vegas Boulevard, there are a number of shops here, and we are right by Harrah's Hotel and Casino. The Forum shops at Caesar's Palace are among the things one must see when visiting this town. The shops range in price from high-end to medium-end, and there are restaurants and little shows going on throughout the Forum. Mac King at Harrah's is one of our favorite shows. It doesn't cost a lot, and Mac is great for kids and adults. Across from Harrah's is the Mirage, and this is where Siegfried and Roy did their thing for many years, and the Siegfried and Roy Garden is behind the Mirage. Fast food corner right here on the Strip, McDonald's, and that is all right next to Casino Royale. Outback Steakhouse is here, and I just passed a lady with a sign saying free limo rides to Larry Flint's Hustler Gentlemen's Club. This is Sheldon Adelson's Venetian. This is considered a convention hotel because it is attached in the back to the Sands Expo and Convention Center. But lots of folks stay here for other reasons, for the shows, for the food, even for Madame Tussauds Wax Museum. Across from the Venetian is Treasure Island. They've tried to change the name to TI, but many of us still remember Treasure Island. One of the fun things to do at the Venetian is to take a gondola ride. And many of the gondola drivers, or whatever you call them, are singers. Kind of hear that in the background. Another Walgreens right by the Venetian. Years ago when we came to Las Vegas, it was very difficult to find a drugstore, but not so anymore. The newest part of the Venetian is called the Palazzo, and there are rooms and suites and shows, etc. And the Palazzo is a great place to stay. Across from the Palazzo is another famous name of a bar, Gillies. This strange-looking structure is part of Fashion Show Mall, and it is right across from Steve Wynn's Wynn and Encore hotels. And because Steve Wynn also thought that the fashion show design was peculiar, he put up all these trees to block the view from a restaurant he had planned. And so you look into a kind of a lake and the trees, and you never even see the shopping center. The Wynn and Encore are my very favorite places in Las Vegas. Most of us locals really don't walk down the strip and go in the escalators and see the folks passed out or even see the costume characters. We go where we want, and one of the places I love to go is the Wynn. Going up another escalator to cross over Sands Boulevard to get to the Wynn. Everything about the Wynn seems to be first class. Their waterfalls, their plantings, and they have flowers out front that are forever beautiful and in bloom. I don't know how they do it, but they make sure that this place is always perfect. The flowers bloom all year at the Wynn. Different ones, the ones appropriate for the weather. And it's always lovely. The Wynn is my last stop on the walking tour, and I'm a little tired. I did enjoy seeing everything from the Tropicana to the Wynn. Some of the things I think we could do without on the Strip, but otherwise it was a very interesting day. Farewell.